And I can't see my own messages? I see them. What's weird? Yeah, beta's back. Why I'm late today. It was down most of today. I didn't have queues on cata. I overlap. I'm lucky. 8 trinkets at least. Might just be dead here. Yeah. Well, rip the 6-0. I got Pred with the Prime. Thanks so much. Yeah, people are just waiting for the end of season for Kata. Which Firelands isn't on the roadmap till October somehow. I thought the season would end in like 2-3 more weeks, but there's no point in playing when you're just gonna get Q sniped and dodged. All the characters should come back up. It was just the PvP realm was down for a couple hours. It's back now. Just gotta go to the right server in the realm list. You gotta go back to the one where your characters are on. And make sure you're on the right WoW. Honestly, I think Night Elf is just way smoother than human, actually. Because I always forget it's like a whole nother pre-med, to be honest. For like when you don't have blades. How to defeat rogues? Just pick any of the classes that do double their dam and win on just by Pving and being immortal. Just play like Ellie, Death Knight, Fury. They're not that great right now. Because they nerfed the Stalker by like literally 41%. Bugged out. Oh, I shouldn't have continued the bet. I was doing a second bandage, and then I realized I didn't have bandage on my bar. Balance shirt. It's probably better Blizz plates. All I could say is Envion would have done 100 million more damage than me. I don't know. I don't know if cross dash cross is like the best beta Shadow Priest, you know? Every other lobby, I'm literally last place on Dam, down 100 mil to just Fury Warriors and Death Knights and Ellie Shamans and DKs and Ferals that all just out PV me. I don't know. Still doing 1.4 mil of this. The highest I've seen without pre-stacking flag all the way, even with like NG goggles and bracers, is like a 1 mil on a mage. But yeah, maybe he was playing symbolic instead of the shadow damage, and he did a DFA, and he had flag. And that's still less than a feral non-critting. You're just there to do your good micro CC and be annoying, and you know. But Outlaw is just going to be higher quality of life, to just be more mobile and be more tanky. But the problem isn't like nerf feral, right? I'm going to probably play more feral than rogue because it's just more fun. Like FMP and Dragonflight was already more like RMP than RMP was. Oh, maybe it was a coup de grace you're looking at and not a real eviscerate then. If he was playing Kyrian, that means he's probably playing Trickster. And the way that works is it just shows up on details like a million times. Who's Deathstalker? Oh, I don't really like Trickster Deathstalker that much. This is the, it goes to a 11 or whatever realm. Yeah, I was gonna say it might have been coup de grace when you get 4 stacks. Because yeah, generally a trickster abysses are like 500k, not even. I don't know, I have not gotten close to that. Even with holding symbols and doing like a finality symbolic DFA with Darkest Night and weapon enchant up on literally only a cloth or leather, and it's still like 1 mil. And that's with like playing 87% mastery with NG goggles and NG bracers. But yeah, I don't know. That's definitely not the norm. Because if I go to like that actual arena and like not a duel, right? We got a 940 round 1, which is pretty good. Round 2, highest was also in the 9s. 900s. 960. 10.8. And then 700, my highest the last round. Yeah, if I was on my human rogue, Energized, thank you for the bits. If I was on my human rogue and I had NG goggles and NG bracers, I could probably get like a 1 point. Back to Swift Death? I think so, yeah. I don't know, the only way you really get higher than that is you go symbolic over the shadow damage, but the shadow damage is better. Yeah, we'll try a lobby of Kyrian flag then. Or Deathstalker flag. We'll try this, but Deeper Daggers is huge to give up. Yeah, then we got a 1.3 because we had 30 stack flag with symbolic instead of the Shadow Dam. So yeah, I guess if that is a symbolic 30 stack flag, DFA Darkest Night, 7 different layers of clunk with weapon enchant on only cloth or leather, it's possible. But you lose a lot of rupture damage not having lingering, because this benefits really well with Dark Brew. Yeah, Orc is the only good race on Horde. Like a realistic just doing a setup mid-game, especially with like cheap shot on an Orc, you're not even going to do like 20% of their health. Oh, rest in peace my entire flag. His Banes are almost over, which means his Water Alley is going to expire now. Because Water Alley gets like summoned by Veins now instead of it being an ability. Oh, bandages have a debuff now. That's good to know. I'm just dead here. I could have got a blind bandage here then if I didn't waste it. I'm not using Sappable. It's built into my Better Blizz frames. These two add-ons are like 80% of my UI. Yeah, that command I need to delete. It's from Cataclysm, the on use. People were wanting to gear order for Cata. But I think you just buy weapon week 1 on retail. Not the greatest opener because I didn't have all my CDs. At least he pre-wasted every defensive. Even though I didn't really press any buttons yet. I love always just rating diffing 1,500 people that think we're playing the same game. That's my favorite thing about any PTR or beta. Is when you just go fight like some 1,200 male Worgen Death Knight and ruin their day, and they're like actually think they should win. Like, if I ever lost once, like there's something kind of bad. It's like watching like an elementary school person being like, oh, I should be able to outshoot this NBA person, you know, like this tournament player, you know. Like the true embodiment of usually like the twitchful backseat gladiator Twitch chat, you know. Same people that whine about 8-second kidney PvE change that's like not even in the video game. It was like Sub got some pretty massive nerfs when they nerfed this from 60% to 19 like yesterday. They kind of killed Sub, to be honest. I think it's like high A now instead of like low S. Like it already wasn't as good as like Fury or Death Knight or Feral or DH, but I think Outlaw's probably the best rogue spec now. But yeah, this kind of got gutted. That's why I'm trying Flag more and I'm trying Symbolic again, even though the shadow damage is way better. Just so I can like see if this not be like 700k on plate. out of like 7 million. Yeah, Outlaw's just too much RNG and it's like fake APM. Everyone acts like the rotation's harder. Just because Blades made the game easier. Yeah, I tried a few different Cold Blood builds. Asta does good damage too. But Asta's clunkier. I can generally tolerate Outlaw more than I can tolerate Asta. Just because you sometimes CC as Outlaw, but... they're both boring. Like, I'd rather just play Feral. Feral's just a more fun version of Rogue. Like, FMP is basically what, you know, a god comp what RMP kind of was.
Still here.
Like if you want to CC people, FMP is just more fun. Thank you, Refi. With the 37. Yeah, sorry stuff's been struggling lately, but... it's been harder to find cata queues, and... the beta's not always popping at every time of day. I mean, most people that used to play diehard RMP are like all FMP players now. Like last season, the very few mages that played. Like I think the only like Rogue Mage that was like Cubsy and them playing 10-minute games. And I think Waz and them did good with Outlaw Arcane too, but like it's just unfortunate. That sucks. I was one stack from being done. I mean, I get a stack from killing the Welly, I guess. I probably shouldn't have been a DR kidney, but... I didn't use my Abyss crit there, so that's good. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Feral has Cyclone, which is the only real CC that works in the game. Feral has 20-second kidney shot still on Maim. Feral has the ability to triple stun someone in a row like a sub-rogue. Feral has an actual eviscerate that can 30-40-0 someone instead of doing 10%. And it has sustain damage. You get to run around, you get to acid bleed people. You have a decurse for Hex. You are unsheepable, unrootable. Disarms don't matter. Like, at that point, like, why is it not just higher quality of life? You get micro pissed, like, half as bad, and you have twice the amount of real burst, and you have the same sustain damage. And you have better CC. Everyone's on the It Goes to a Realm 11 server. Now, at the end of the day, it's not the best melee. It's just if you like RMP and you're like a diehard RMP person, FMP is a more fun version of what RMP has become. Because RMP nowadays is basically Thundercleave. You run around and you outlaw or ass of someone and you tab Arcane, play your 10-minute damping game, and you peel. Mine's not grayed out right now, but they gray it out all the time. So they constantly turn it off and on. It's kind of annoying. Energize with another 200 more bits. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. This queue has been not that long, I don't think. Hopefully they're not turned off again, because the servers just finally came up. That's why I was so late to stream today. I have to click this. Eventually I'll play my character one time. Oh, the hex on me. I think the warrior's just AFK or something. Big of this crit. I don't get a stack because of that. I mean, it was doing way more before all the nerfs, but yeah. You're generally last on damage. Any stealth bar lags? I've been noticing it more, yeah. I'm a vanish out of this. Flag. Think of this crit with flag stacks. It's built into my better Blizz plates and frames. These are like half my UI. And PR blind to get a sap here. Catch trinket. I think we're all dead here because there's mage. Night Elf. I wouldn't pick it if Meld wasn't good. It's not my favorite. It used to be, but I've just overplayed it so much. It's just Meld is fun. I like immuning stuff and going full Nelio and like banishing stuff, you know? Like even if Meld didn't drop combat, I would pick it to Meld immune stuff. Ideally, I'd want to play like old school undead. Or old school human, or void elf. I have a big duel here, but look at this crit. Okay, alter. Guess I swap warrior. Oh, that's the Warriors' only win of the lobby. That means I get 2 wins instead of 4. I mean, actually, it means I get 3 wins still. I don't know. Fury should just 6-0 this for free. This class is so busted, but I guess he was like lagging out the first couple rounds or something. Because he was kind of AFK the second game when I opened him, but and then the first game he wasn't really pressing buttons. I don't know. Maybe we could smork the shaman. Who knows? See if he pre-walls. Try to gouge that. Actually can get this guy a second dub here. I have a defensive duel if I need it, but... Look at this crit. He couldn't get behind me to stun my evasion. Might have to dual healer to live. Never mind, they clone me. That's good. Join for CC on my healer. We're probably dead here. Family cloak. Any barrel off me. Pick poly. Ulti pen. Just get the barrel randomly. Try to go blind shaman. I don't think I could zap it. Oh, I still get the zap. Yeah, that guy's just really heavy. Even though he's doing top dam on accident just because he's a warrior, but... Put over their head. It's a setting in Better Blizz plates. I'll show you after this game. I don't personally like it, but that's why I don't. Oh, he just rage quits. Hopefully losing MMR makes the Q quicker, I guess. Or did someone actually die? Wait, did someone get soloed and I didn't see it? Because no one got minus 150, unless he was 0 CR. Show build? Yeah, I'm trying flag Deathstalker with Symbolic. I don't know how I feel about it. It's definitely clunkier than just playing Sepsis. What I think of the kidney shot nerf, I don't think that matters. The gouge nerf was huge though, and the Deathstalker mark nerf was huge. Because they basically gutted the damage. Oh yeah, he just soloed the warrior, I think, here. I just didn't even see it. I thought someone rage quit. But the mage just soloed him. Because I wasn't even on him. Windwalker is not great. I didn't even see the warrior die. I thought he just rage quit the game. I mean, Arcane is just as stupid. Like, if they disabled Frost, everyone would be whining about Arcane too. If Fire is obviously dog shit unviable, but... Mage in general is pretty disgusting right now. What is Deathstalker nerf? So, the Darkest Night goes from 60 to 19 in PvP. So they basically gutted the damage. Oh, I didn't have blades. Like, why was my rotation so clunky there? fakes a recoup there, or a regrowth. Don't recommend logging out. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, huh? I don't know. Arcane is my least favorite mage spec. Because it's always just devolving into some 10-minute dampener alley-oop execute with your teammates' damage where you're just spamming spell steal. I do think it generally has a higher skill cap, but I think fire should normally be the spec and not some AoE abomination version of fire. Arcane's just really hard to balance. It's 2 Feast or Famine on Touch of the Magi damage. But I guess Combust has the similar problem too. I don't know. I just in general don't like Arcane. I mean, it's on one hand, it's more skillful that you have to fake a bajillion interrupts because you're mainly casting one tree, but even then they fix that by giving them Ring of Frost and everything else. I just think looking at Arcane is usually an eyesore because you just feel like you're gonna get dampened. I think ideally Frost should be the PvP spec. It just shouldn't be this pure Ice Lance bullshit. Should be a little more interactive for sure. Sub Frost Disc hasn't been the old school way of playing Rogue Mage in like decades at this point. I just have too much PTSD of like WoD Asa Arcane or the other plethora of times Arcane is whenever it's good. It's just always so damp. Or Dragonflight Asa Arcane or Dragonflight Outlaw Arcane. I mean, in general, every spec is pretty poorly designed, right? Since Legion. Feral looks really good. It's not like the best melee, but I think it's a more fun version of Rogue. Like FMP is just a more fun version of RMP. Even if like Outlaw or Asa RMP end up being better than FMP, FMP plays more like RMP than RMP does. Now that rogues are usually just PV specs every expansion. Best melee, definitely Fury Warrior. And then Death Knight. And then it's DH or Feral. Most people are gaslighting on DH, but MVQ doubles everyone's damage every single lobby. Frost Design's too far gone? Yeah. I mean, it just... Snowdrift is not a replacement for Deep Freeze. And in general, the whole Mythic Plus AoE bang since Legion has just been terrible for the game. Because, I mean, that's kind of what happened to Sub-Rogue too, right? Is you're meant to just spam Fan of Knives every global. I think Outlaw and Asa are really competitive, and Sub can still noob stomp people a lot. I did say Sub was the best rogue spec, but after they nerfed this from 60 to 19, this hit the damage really hard. So I think Outlaw and Asa are... I mean, maybe not Asa, but I think Outlaw probably is better than Sub now. But I haven't played enough to compare it. Stormbolt. But I kind of wasted my whole flag waiting it up. Yeah, but that's every spec in the game too, though, Riker, right? What spec isn't a Mythic Plus spec at this point? I'm trying to think of something that is like actually not just an AoE bang. Like Secret Tech, Windwalker stuff. Maybe Feral is a little more single targety. Like obviously you could spread bleed, but you're big biting certain people. I feel like every Windwalker one shot is AoE. Your AoE one shot, like your blackout kick AoEs, or was that just the tier set? And then like Strike of the Windlord AoEs, Fist of Fury AoEs. Yeah, like pretty much every button is AoE. Most of the DH buttons are AoE. I'm trying to think of what is the most single targety spec. Because 4 times revival and you face DK or demote? Yeah, true. I mean, that was the season 2 sub rogue special when you went Shuriken Tornado. With the Trill build. Should cheat that of this crit right there. Take a Vis crit. Yeah, I mean, I think Frost is just going to keep getting nerfed every single patch. So what are you rooting for to be the best mage spec? Like, if you could just tell Blizzard what to not, you know, what to, like, be the least shittiest on PV damage. Are you rooting for just more Outlaw Arcane dominance, or some Ass of Frost Andy? Arcane Avik? Okay. I think that is, like, the most fixable of them, I guess, yeah. It's just a shame to me. It's like me wanting Outlaw to be better than Seb in, like, a perfect world. But at the end of the day, that's like a... There is no perfect world of every single class getting redesigned. Do you think Trickster might be the play now that Deathstalker's nerfed? I've been testing both. I don't think so. It's still too clunky. This guy's got a 1.3 million barrier. Fuck it, we ball into it. Should have secret teched that global. Just for the 4 set. Yeah, this is the full gear season 1 beta. Yeah, that'd be nice if you actually had to shatter or something. And there wasn't 5 million microstops in the game. Meld Stormbolt in a second. I'm waiting for it. Got it. I'm just waiting for dragons to die off. I really don't like fighting dragons. I should have just nuked into the parry. My brain was like full cata mode right there, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself hitting into retail. So I like didn't hit him for a global. I went full cata brain. My problem is it's like so hard to know like what, like ideally every healer should be good so the game is less dead. Generally I hate when our druids are the meta though, because it's like the slowest paced game. I just want like a 1 to 5 minute game that isn't like decided by mana. Yeah, sub rogues are good in duels. But I'm also not like cherry picking like crazy people. I'm just kind of first come, first served. My problem with HPAL is it's like you lose to like some Death Lobster, like Crusader type, you know, run in that just bobs aggro, bubbles aggro. It's too smork and it's too scripted where they just have 17 backup defensives and there's like, you know, Saved by the Light passive or something. Like every HPAL meta is super fucking toxic. But in general, I hate all of the damagey healers. Fistweaver, Melee Wings, like Atonement. Like those are just all terrible design. H-Priest is king. I think Disc should just steal H-Priest's job. And without atonement. Like, Disc just needs a rework. If they're gonna give fucking Fury Bladestorm, just give Disc Chastise at this point. And remove atonement. Like, I think Angel is stupid, Holy Word is stupid. You can give them, like, more interactive outplays, like, you know, Spectral Guys or something. Like, I loved Spectral Guys eating your own trap. Got a Maelstrom Bolt, didn't get it. I don't know how Step didn't put me behind him. Kinda rigged. I don't remember it being that buggy. But I think that's just, in general, Legion onward desync lag. Once they fucked with spell batching. I just think it was a more interactive mechanic. My problem with, like, Holy Word is it's just, it becomes this, back and forth, one up, get the last word in, where it's just like, oh, I got off his Holy Word. Okay, now I got his Fade. Okay, now he tried to meld. Okay, now he feared me. You know, it's just like the fifth line of defense. Like, at least Void Shift is longer than, like, the 3 or 4 second Fade, but for how short of a CD, it's just, yeah. Turn a Maelstrom Bolt. Big Abyss crit with flag stacks. I think with Rogue, it's the extra energy stuff is really dumb. There's too many like fake modifiers that kind of ruin the whole resource management aspect of energy. Like the only skill part about energy with Thistle Tea is just not accidentally double T'ing if you make a Swifty macro. It just perpetuates like weakware gameplay of like having 5 million little modifier weakwares. Like it feels terrible to play without T, but like ideally, like I don't think Symbols of Death needs to exist, and I don't think T needs to exist. And in general, like vanishing and restelting aggro needs to be scarier with Find Weakness. Kind of like classic Rogue a little bit in that regard. Like Find Weakness needs to be a burst CD in its own. And then Meld obviously just is impossible to balance. It just needs to not drop combat. It just needs to be an outplay for CC. Unless I win one at least, I guess. I mean, it's possible when I don't have every CD. Meld Bolt in a second. Got it. My blind broke to air. I almost pinned into that. I think Flag Symbolic does feel pretty good though. It's just, most people with a pulse aren't gonna let you pre-flag and then stun. I think I got a 1.3 mil on him on plate, which is kind of crazy. Because honestly, when you think about it, a Deathstalker mark 30% improved Shadow Strike hits more than the whole entire Sepsis dot does. And if you're doing your first Shadow Strike in the Subterfuge, you still need to do a Shadow Strike for Macabre stacks. So it's not even gaining you really an extra Macabre stack with Sepsis. It's just like for the bugged 25% Shadow Strike buff and the occasional bugged extra teleport. Or like Desperation, getting like an off cheap shot or sap without committing a dance. But like with Meld and Subterfuge, you don't need that. Letting him fear me first globe, so I'm not going to press flag. Since I'm not allowed to open with stuns. Give this crit. Got disperse. Give this crit. Should get fear in a sec. Yeah, bandages, they fuck. I'll give this guy some gold. It is, if you're gonna play Lingering. It's so much of a buff to your secret, and it's so much a buff to your Dark Brew. But if you want to get a big Eviscerate, and you get a 30 stack flag, and you get Symbolic, like, maybe it kind of pumps, but... Like, sometimes flag will do, like, 600k on its own. Like, doing a couple finishers of flag does more than Sepsis does. It's just, most good people won't let you pre-flag a stun. $13 stacks. I got 20, actually. Problem is, by the time I wait out this parry, my stacks are already over anyway. So it didn't really do much. They can bandage in arena, yeah. I mean, I've played a lot of Feral in Dragonflight, Legion, and Cata. I intend on playing a lot of Feral this expansion. It's probably what my most reoccurring ult besides Windwalker. Druid just Moonfires my fucking blind. Because he's got a pad. Solo shove special. Kick him on the next one. No, he cloned my flag, man. That's unfortunate. I got 26 stacks still. We're chilling. If I could ever move my character. But this guy just loves cloning and moonfiring everything. It's so annoying. Guys like halved my damage. I waste my Viscera here, but oh, he breaks my blind again. Viscera the last global I had of it. I'm just dead here, I think. Dual defensively, a big Viscera. I think I just kill. Good bop. How's Rick feeling? It's doing some things. It's mostly Rupture Pad still. But yeah, now that I'm playing Symbolic Flag, it kind of feels like I can do some big eviscerates. I'm gonna build the Incarn just to feel. I meld bug. Up. Only 20 stacks because I got CC'd. I almost getting into that. The LG one? No, I exchanged it. And then in January, I got the Alienware Dell 360 hertz QD OLED, which is way better than the WO OLED displays. QD OLED was a pretty big jump. Yeah, this 360 hertz QD OLED is great. I had no issues with it. Same price, 10x the quality. I just had to be more patient and wait a couple months on like the next gen to come out. Cause yeah, I ended up like returning the one I got around Christmas, and then bought this one like mid-January. 11 stacks. I should have just trained Boomy. Going Mage is really dumb. My warrior's gonna die though, I think. Nice, they clone him low for no reason. I get sacked. Right out the tunnel into the thorns. Try to kick rep in a second. He kicks the clone for me. I get picked on poly. Kick the rep though. Oh, I had big blades here with duel. About to Kenny Pally and do the go. With cloak aggro even. How's up, Rogue? It's okay. It's not as good as like Feral or DK or DH. I don't think, or Fury. Fury is probably the best melee you can play. I like these clone low on Warrior. It's like his first good clone to the lobby. Please get me. Rip the big of his crit. Every modifier. Right. Shouldn't have ran over here this early to kidney. My brain just thought it was off CD because I'm bad. And I get feared global 1 of my pre-flag, man. That's so disastrously down bad. Well, that's the only win the Warriors getting. That sucks. I would have killed there if he didn't actually fear that global. Try Rotten yet? I think Dark Brew is too important, personally. I could try it though, I guess. Since I'm already dropping Lingering. Windwalker's not great. It got buffed a lot, but kind of in the territory as most of the specs in the game. Please dispel me one time. I don't get the sap. Oh, it's so tragic. Maybe sap the meld? JK. Eventually I'll play my character though. That was a bad Avis crit because I sent it in without symbols and stuff. Might sap out of that. Nice rep. Get trinket with it. Done the pre-flag. Warrior gets 2 wins. Okay. Is this a healer diff then? Well, I guess I just choked the one round. I don't really see many arms. I don't know if that's just because Fury is that broken or not, though. I would say Fury is the best melee, though. Most people's tier list test that. I mean, Gouge is already 3 seconds, you know? That was like a 20-minute queue set. I mean, they've nerfed DK a lot. Like, Lontar's tier list has Fury at number 1. As God mode, not even S tier. And even in like a game where Disc is like 2nd or 3rd, depending where you put Resto Druid, when Dragon is on top, AoE Zerker Shout is way too stupid to be in the game. Like, it makes Fear just the worst CC. And the damage is just too high, and the self-healing is too high, and it's just, yeah. And Fury has Blade Storm for whatever reason, and with Slayer they can do stuns and stuff while they're Blade Storming. Kind of a big deal. Tried to cloak Fear. I actually Avist crit into the Fade. Unlucky. I don't know why he didn't do that the first time. Holy shit. I don't know how I avoid any of that. I guess besides just blind gouge stunning him on Void Form, but I don't have the add-on for custom sounds right now. Or do you mean like for text to speech? I do pay for the AI dono voices and stuff. Oh, Halo doesn't pull me out? Okay. SP's not great. It's nowhere near like Ellie or Mage. You just didn't have disperse from the last duel. And with 30 stack flag and symbolic, I can kind of be a feral bite. Our hero challenge is outlaw running. I think they're running Fate Bound. I don't really have CDs for this, but we'll run it. Try to melt Stormbolt in a sec. Didn't get it. Try to blind the Stormbolt. Got it. Oh, we're back. Alright, the most damn here. Nuclear. Hermione's a fucking raid boss. I don't think the oldest to cheap shot was worth it, to be honest. That kind of fucked up my DRs. Oh, I had the most damage this global. And I can't like 10-0 the guy with blades. So sketchy. I think all those are good choices. I think some version of RMP will be good. I think some version of FMP will be good, and I think God Comp will be fun this expansion, maybe. God Comp is probably your least safe bet, though. Because Warriors are gonna fuck SPs like they always do. Why is everyone in Westfall? Because you lag if you duel an Elwyn. I'm not gonna pre-flag here because I don't have blades, so I want them to pair together. I think Ferals are gonna, or Mages are gonna have a lot of flexibility, a lot of comps. Hopefully, unless they just keep the trajectory they're going of nerfing them every 10 seconds. But I hope Subfrost Disc is good and Frost gets better designed. That'd be sick. Because I'm like really bored of like Outlaw Arcane and Asa Arcane and Asa Fire, and I'm tired of the PvE metas, man. Song. It is I Will Feel Again by Kamo. Yeah. I did not mean to reopen with that. I think I just kill here though. I don't think SP is that bad. It's just it gets countered by warriors always. Like I think God Comp will be good. I think Rogue Shadow Priest will be good. I'm sure Feral Shadow Priest will be good. I think Shadow Play will always be the most boring comp for like 1,200 players to accidentally get rank 1 playing 10-minute games of padding. Like, I don't think SP's bad. It's just not Ellie Shaman Death Knight accidentally double everyone's damage every single game mode. What, beta CR? Or are you talking about on Kata? I don't even think you can queue normal, I'm guessing you're asking Kata. I don't have any low characters, I'm sorry. Even my Feral is like 2.5, 2.6 MMR. I fought you enough in 2s, I know. It's okay, the one time I lose, it's going on YouTube. Okay. This guy might take me out because I have like no CDs. Try to meld Stormbolt in a sec. He's gonna leap Stormbolt right here. Oh. Not great. Blind Stormbolt. Biggest Abyss of all time. Oh, was not that big. It's like a 27 stack flag with Symbolic. With with Darkest Night. I guess it wasn't Finality. Could have been padded harder. That's really bad. It's my flag. Only 6 stacks, because the sphere's not going to break early. We kind of got 20 stacks, actually. We're kind of chilling. That was a good fear. I was gonna sap him in like 0.1 after the fade. Might be dead here. My blades didn't go off, that's awkward. It's actually gonna live because of that. I choked that though. I don't know how the blades didn't go off. My damage feels a little better today though. Playing flag and symbolic. First loss of the day? We've had a lot of else. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's the first. Like, I don't think I could really beat any mage in a duel, even if there's a giant rating diff. Unless I'm playing Sepsis and I get like 4 bugged Sepsis teleports in a row on all of their displacements. But it's just like RNG if it's spaghetti lets you teleport multiple times or not. A big Abyss crit with flag stacks. Only did 700. Usually doesn't go that way dueling the mage, but okay. I mean, the story's exaggerated. I don't think I give him that much of a hard time. I thought the story was hilarious either way, so I was okay with it. He knows not to even go for the Stormbolt anymore after I melt it every time. Oh, never mind, he does go for it. I'm gonna get shockwaved here though. Not a rant. It's literally just him telling a story because it's funny. Part of making content. I don't have meld for the Stormbolt, so he's gonna get one off finally. How you doing, Slate? Any new spells? Nah, just a couple new passives. You have some Rupture Pad stuff, and then you have you do Shadow Strike, so you don't open with stuns anymore, to proc 3 marks, and you have to do 3 finishers on the same target to get an empowered guaranteed crit of this. But this is already nerfed from 60 to 19 in PvP. So basically, you kind of do multiple finishers in a row on the same target, get the buff, swap someone else, or hold on to it till like the next go and just do other finishers. Because the buff lasts for like 30 seconds. And then you just kind of play around the big Abyss crits. But for the most part, no new spells at all. You just kind of play around these Deathstalker marks. So like now it's at 2 stacks, right? So I need to do 2 more finishers and then I get a big Eviscerate. Melt Stormbolt in a sec. I get it. Also, Kidney doesn't count, or Slice. It's only Evis and Rupture and Secret Tech. This one might be the one for him. Nah, we're chilling. Eventually we will get a cube up. Backpedal into the Ring of Frost, into the getting kicked to the Meteor Blast Wave away from it. Just gets range class down. Oh yeah, someone hours ago, my ADHD just kicked in. Someone hours ago asked about how to get debuffs on the nameplate with better Blizz plates. If you're still in here and you didn't remind me, I'm sorry. You go into nameplate auras and you scroll down and you show debuffs. I just usually don't have debuffs on the nameplate. Eviscerate pumping, yeah, or like getting up your ruptures and like getting up a secret, because secret tech is part of your tier set to buff your finishers also. So you like to do secret tech as like the last stack, because then the delayed damage lines up with the guaranteed crit. Because secret tech is like delayed dam. So if it's kind of the last finisher, it's good. You're back a sec. I'm there for Q. I just gotta look for something real quick. My girlfriend can't find something. You just go into plates, and then you go into nameplate auras, and you scroll down to show debuffs on enemy nameplates. My default import has that off. Yeah, I wish they did more stat squishes. I think 7 million health is really dumb. I almost had it. I'm not gonna tee this, I don't think. Sure doesn't really stop anything. Doing good. Been a little bit rough because Cata's a little dead right now because it's not the end of the season. It's just like the same 2 or 3 people sniping and that's it. And then there's a lot of downtime with retail because pre-patch is unplayable with like the armor bugs. And early access doesn't start till next Thursday. And then even then, Arena doesn't start till 2 weeks after it comes out. So, kind of a really long drought. Could have tried to go there, but I'm fine. Biggest abyss of all time. Right, actually a raid boss. think I'm just dead. I have disarmament too, but I had a Crimson Vial off this, but yeah, I'm just dead. Yeah, I didn't have every CD for the start of that duel, but Portal ass little gnome, man. This duel shouldn't be fair because he has like no CDs and I have every button because like I started the last duel with no CDs. Sneezing mid opener, that's not good. 3T the big Eviscrit. Eviscrit can't tend to zero him on Enrager gen. Big Eviscrit. Nah, duels never reset CDs, only on private servers. $33 minutes in queue. Not bad. Tried to meld Stormbolt. Didn't get it. Got 5 on Stundeer, then we can open. And blind is 5. A mage with those CDs? Nah. Wait, did I somehow miss my Q? Oh no, I'm still in Q here. The duel was just covering where it was. I was like, wait, what? You think Stubbs back? Nah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Feral seems really good. Fury is the best best melee in the entire game. One of the best DPS in the entire game. And then Death Knight is probably second best melee. And then Feral and DH are like between third and fourth. But yeah, Feral's good. You can get. I've seen a 4 million bite on Feral. That's not realistic. They do a lot of like 1.5 mil non-crit bites though, and they, you know, they're mobile. Cyclone is like the best CC. There's probably like some cheese one-shot shit, but like I don't know. Feral and in general, like even in Dragonflight, FMP is just a more fun version of RMP nowadays. Since Rogue is usually some generic PV spec dampener usually. Letting him DB me. I'm not actually gonna go. Trying to wait out the altar, but I don't think I can. I should not have triggered that. Roll so the welly stops hitting me. Big Avis crit. Should not have done that rupture. I don't know how that DB didn't hit me. I was spamming blind there, but it was on CD. Before all the nerfs, I had seen like a 3 mil almost. Now, without this cheese build where I'm stacking up flag and playing symbolic, like a normal, healthy, lingering, dark brew, deeper dagger kind of game, you'd get like 900, maybe a mil on a mage. $1.5 on a warrior. Holy shit, that's insane. I mean, if I'm not playing maximum Houghton Swifty one-shot, extra setup on top of setup on top of setup clunky, it's like 700 to 900k. That Bladestorm just railed me through evasion. Might be the urn for him. Yeah, the sad thing is, like, even with Feral getting really big bites, they're usually last on damage like rogues too, though. It's just a more fun version of rogue, because, like, you have 20-second maim, you have, you know, decurse, you're unrootable, you're unpolyable. You actually have a big one-shot that can 30-0, 40-0 people sometimes. You can triple stun people. Like, FMP is more like RMP than RMP is. Now that RMP is usually like this 10-minute outlaw assa dampener comp, you know? Crazy he doesn't die there. Saving all my CDs for the next go, but make sure I Crimson Vow before I vanish just for the CDR of it. I have every CD to just kill him. Can you maybe explain to me how it's working now in the new hero talents? It's basically 90% the same game as Dragonflight. You just don't have acrobatic strikes. And pre-med is way better. Instead of it just being a slice and dice, it's like a full-on mini blades. You willing to get some of those pets off me? Might be dead here. I got my healing off, I'm fine. I'm dead here still. Yeah, that's like I said, cloak at 5, but I'm testing it to like pre-flag the stuns, but yeah. My logic is a couple finishers of flag actually does more damage than sepsis. Yeah, sepsis gives you the bugged teleports and the bugged 25% shadow strike modifier. But also it's just a shitty global to fit, because then you don't get the 30% empowered shadow strike here. It sucks to lose deeper daggers though, because that's huge for secret tech. Yeah, I don't know if the queues are gonna pop anymore, because apparently if people log out, they can't queue anymore, so the beta is starting to just get bugged, I think. I think most people that could queue would probably have logged off. How's Rogue looking more within? It's like A to S tier. It was a lot better before all these nerfs. They basically made Deathstalker buff your builders by 30, and then they made Darkest Night go from 60 to 19. And this went from 50 to 30 in PvP. But yeah, normally I'm playing Deeper Daggers, Dark Brew, Sepsis, and like this improved Shadow Damage talent. And this is like way more rot damage. So like that is like the normal consistency build, like you're playing in a tournament or something, even though sub isn't really a tournament spec. But if you want to actually be able to kill people, then Symbolic and Flag and Rotten are probably more burst. Yeah, I think if you relog, it's like bugged and you can't queue. So I don't even know if I'm going to get a queue pop because most people can't queue anymore. Uh, they're going to obviously change the tuning a lot, but they're starting to actually do PvP specific changes. Like sub is like nerfed in half in PvP on most things already. Like they nerfed Gouge in PvP on both cooldown and duration. They nerfed Kidney cooldown. They gutted the hero talents. So I mean they're making PvP specific changes. But as of right now, the gods of the beta are mages, fury warriors, DKs, Ellie shamans. And then dragon is by far the best healer. And then like our druid and disc are kinda behind it, but not really. Do we solo people? Not really. Even as a non-orc with no trinket. I think with this new build, maybe I can kind of cheese people more than the other ones, but Invasion the Haymaker. Ideally, you'd want Secret to be the final death mark. Because then the delayed damage is lining up with your free crit. I'm not gonna open into this guy's pre-wall. Wall the second time. Probably shouldn't have sent the Darkest Night Abyss there without Dance. Is Shadewalker really noticeable? Not really, no. Like when you're chasing a mage down, it's because of your vanishes or sepsis bug or like a meld. Or just like having 2 steps in general. Or when you chase their blink, blink backwards, blink, alter time backwards, blink, blink backwards, you know. Yeah, this is beta. That was awkward because my blades and flag didn't line up from the previous duel. Normally they always do. Flag is a shorter CD than blades, but... Tried any Asa? I don't really enjoy Asa, so I've only played it like once. I've played Outlaw like twice, Sub like a couple hundred games, and then Asa like one game. I don't enjoy Asa at all. I'd rather just play a different class than play Asa. It's boring to just run around and tab dot and not even try to CC and spam fan and knives every global. It's not playing Rogue. Like in general, I think Feral, even if Rogue ends up being better than Feral, Feral is way more fun than Rogue right now. Like class design wise. There's just more you can do, and like FMP CCs way more than RMP does. Oh, I might play a lot of Feral. Little 30 stack flag, Darkest Night right there. I mean, I'm probably gonna level everything, since there's the early access and arena doesn't start for 2 weeks. I'm definitely not gonna do 3 rogues. I'll do 1 or 2 rogues. I think if I do most of my viewer 2's kind of stuff on alts in general, like maybe I don't even do 2 rogues. I'll probably just play like rogue, feral, mage, and I don't know what my 4th is gonna be yet. I should be smart and practice around whoever I find for AWC if I play it, and like pick what's gonna be broken then. Which is obviously it's too early to tell right now. And have my 4th be like a warrior or a DK or something, but those classes are really boring. So I just don't know what my 4th is going to be yet. If it's going to be an SP for God Comp, or if it's going to be a Windwalker like it normally is. I just know Feral is my first priority ult. And then I probably will play a little bit of Mage. Even though I suck at Mage. Just for fun. Problem with SP is it's just not fun getting railed by every warrior in existence. Like the responsible thing to do is play Ellie or Death Knight. Because Blizzard will never nerf them properly. Any class that just does the most scoreboard DPS will be best the entire expansion. Yeah, I don't know if these beta queues are gonna pop. And I don't really have any games to play on cata. So, I might give up on it soon. Even if it's like a short proc today. It's better than not streaming at all, but I'll give it like 30 more minutes. Just kind of getting cooked. Got H-Pal or Ret? Okay. Definitely an H-Pal. Kicked him. Do a vanish, kick him again. Oh, he just leaves to take his insta Q, I guess. Healer privilege right there. Retail viewer 2s? Nah, pre-patch is an unplayable video game. I think most people are bugged and just can't queue on the beta right now. I guess I could queue skirms, I guess. But yeah, if you relog, you can't queue beta, so that's why people just aren't queuing up. That and it's kind of high MMR. 2-3 is kind of the top of shuffle, but now retail pre-patch is like an unplayable video game with the armor bugs and all that. There's no way I would want to play that. And it's like way buggier than the beta somehow. And half the changes on the beta just haven't been applied to the pre-patch. What's up, Efson? Should have expected that disarm, but I was typing someone a macro. That is adept. Should have pre-flagged the kidney there. Awkward. $1.4 mil of this on the mage. And this is so much more damn than the pad dot build. Holy bumper. Those my call points on the nameplate. I think that's the default setting that's on every character. You have to turn personal resource display off. If not, maybe it's Better Blizz plates. Show resources on nameplate, maybe. And CVAR control. But that shouldn't be with my import layout, so I don't know. With the respect where your X, what do you mean? This was AoEing? Yeah, with Trickster, Nimble Flurry breaks CC. What am I dueling? The barrel, okay. Should not have given him the opener, but it is what it is. Free flagged. He melded my flag. Oh, that's so down bad. I just lost like millions of damage. Vanish just for the shield so I don't die instantaneously. Look at this crit. I think I actually could have killed him there, but if I miss the skirm, it's gonna make me lose my shuffle queue. Trickster is not that good, nah. I'd rather just solo queue the skirms, it's more variety. But Trickster, you have to rush the secret too early just to get flawless form and to get 2 more Shadow Strikes off with the disorienting strikes. It's nice that it buffs Kyrian to like 1 mil to 1.2 mil, but you just can't afford Kyrian in either tree. Because Deathstalker and Trickster, you rely on Shadow Striking too much to proc the hero talents. So it's kind of always hard to fit those in when you can't really open with stuns either. Where you have to like open with Shadow Strike as both builds. I'm gonna maybe get a sap here. I don't get it. I flag for the next go if he doesn't die here. Pick into duel, into gouge, into kidney. Oh, I'm stuck in the static. I think I just try to solo the shaman if I can get there. Finium for CC and then go back to lock. Bomb to get a sap. How you doing, Rhythmic? How's Rook feeling? I mean, Calv still likes the full Rupture pad with Lingering Darkness, Deeper Daggers, and Dark Brew. But I feel like I can't kill anything even if I get good pad. I'm still last on damage even with full pad, and I'm like doubling the amount of damage that like Corrupt the Blood and Rupture itself is doing, and whatever the other plague damage one is that he likes. But the pad doesn't seem like it's doing that much more. I'm doing almost the same DPS as like burst over pad. And when I'm playing with Symbolic, even though it only buffs one Eviscerate, and I actually pre-flag stack it up, play around more finality, and just send some 400k Rotten Shadow Strikes. Kind of bumper. What's pad? Like fake damage, like padding the scoreboard, padding the meters, you know? It's like fluffy fake damage that makes it look like you're doing damn. Not like effective win condition burst, you know? Partial AoE damage, yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, I would say that this is way more burst for sure. Even though you lose 30% shadow damage, the ability to turn yourself into your Rupture into shadow damage so that it gets that 30%. So this is a 40% Rupture buff, a 10% secret buff. And then this is like actually counting this. Yeah, this makes it a 48% Rupture buff with Dark Brew, Deeper Daggers, and Lingering. And then this also is good with all these modifiers too. It's just, I feel like plague damage is bugged and not counting as a shadow modifier. Because whenever I play the pad build, it's not doing that much more damage. And then when I play this build, I actually have a win con. I can actually burst people. Yeah, most like good tournament level players are never gonna let you Houghton pre-flag into kidney though, a lot of the time. But like, at the end of the day, you're gonna get microed like that forever when you have to open with Shadow Strike anyway. To either proc Unseen or to proc the initial Deathstalker mark. Because they already ninja nerfed it to where you can't open with stuns anymore. You used to be able to do like Cheap Shot Rupture and then Shadow Strike. And like you could pre-finisher the Deathstalker mark. And you would like go straight to 2 stacks if you did like a finisher and then Shadow Strike. But they ninja nerfed that like 3 sets of nerfs ago. When they ninja nerfed the builder part of Deathstalker mark by 20%, and then ninja nerfed the Evis crit part from 60 to 19. When they nerfed that by 41% in PvP. So like after like all those nerfs, like I feel like you kind of have to play some cheesy flag one shot to ever be able to kill anything. Because the rupture pad just doesn't do enough. Even if you play full pad build, you have good dots on everyone the whole game, you do good micro CC, everyone's doubling your dam, and you never got to that window where you could one shot anyone. You're just there to like the mage or warrior or whatever on your team solos someone. You do your micro CC, you know, and you can't even like blades 50-0 someone with no trinket on a non-work. But with this build, I can actually solo people. So. Because the problem is lingering helps you after the blades, not like... And the blades is already such a long duration. So this doesn't even help you after the go. This helps you, like, after the pad. Or... Like, it doesn't necessarily hit... It's like that perfect awkward window where it's not helping your next go, but it's also not helping you finish after your first go. It's just extra rupture damage as you're about to start your second go. It's like when it's expiring, you know? It's kind of weird. What's that, Mage? Big of a crit. I love how my teammate left and doesn't even know I'm 1v2ing. Full tap into a bandage. Most damage right here. Boom. I love one-shotting people in skirms, I guess. Damage, tankiness. Mobility, everything. 17 blinks, yeah. Pretty much that all the trees have all the same stuff with Blast Wave and Displacement. Like, they all have the Arcane Blink Backwards Reblink. They all have, you know, Ring of Frost. Like, it used to be Arcane lost a lot to take Ring of Frost. Like, you couldn't take, like, Chrono Shift or whatever, like the slow and sprint. And most Arcanes couldn't afford Ring of Frost. Now all the trees are 3+ casting schools where they don't care as much about being kicked. How do you get the all comp points? It's tied to Better Blues frames. It's under miscellaneous. Yeah. I have the import for all my settings for the add-on in my Discord. I'm using tier, yeah. That's the main reason to press Secret Tech. It's just to buff your Abyss crit. And to time the last Death Marker, or Deathstalker mark as Secret, so the delayed damage hits at the same time as the crit Abyss. Best case scenario for Trickster? A Secret Tech reprimand into a coup de grace. Where you're doing like an 800k secret and then like a 900 to 1.2 mil Kyrian and then like a 1.5 to 2 mil coup de grace. Because you rush the secret to reset Unseen Blade. So you like open with Shadow Strike to get your first stack. Then you rush a Secret Tech for Disorienting Strikes so that you can do 2 more Unseen Blades in a row. And then you're at 3 out of 4 stacks. And then either Slice and Dice autos or the Feint/Evasion one gives you your 4th stack for the coup de grace. But usually, even with both of these talents, it's not reliable to get the 4th one in the opening stun lock. Unless you, like, Feint or Evasion aggro. Because, like, you usually don't have pre-slice. But, so, like, usually the coup de grace is, like, either on the second go or you 2-in-1ing. Where you, like, fake open someone, get 3 stacks, and then swap the other guy and build the last stack. And also, you can actually Cold Blood coup de grace and make it do way more damage. It makes, like, all the multi-abysses crit. So it makes it go from, like, 1 to 2 million to, like, 2 to 3 million. But it's just really hard to justify giving up Kyrian for it or 7 combo points for it. So, I don't know. But in general, I think the Trickster build isn't as good as the Deathstalker build. There's just too much quality of life on the Deathstalker build. But they keep nerfing Deathstalker, so maybe eventually Trickster will be like the only way to do damage. Also, Trickster breaks CC way more than Deathstalker. So sometimes Corrupt the Blood doesn't get removed by like Blind and Poly and stuff, so this breaks CC sometimes. And then sometimes Deathstalker mark itself, when you blind someone that has the mark, just randomly causes it to break. But then with Trickster, this breaks CC constantly. So it's a little easier to control breaking CC with Deathstalker than it is with Trickster, but Mark, I mean, yeah. Blind as images here. Kill this guy next then DR. But he might 100-0 me here. Yeah, I think Shuffle is just bugged. It doesn't pop anymore on the beta. So I might be getting off soon. I've been queuing a couple skirms. But yeah. Probably do one more skirm since Shuffle is just bugged. And then, or one more skirm, and then I'll probably call it. Because there's not much to do on beta. Pre-patch is unplayable, and people aren't playing cata today, so. I'm the Druid. What's up, dude? I'm actually dead this duel. Because I didn't go OP cloak for the karma. I think I'm fine. We have to kite. Aimed at all the AoE damage here. I respect OP cloak mid-duel so that I can cloak that. And this should be just lethal here. Thoughts on current sub rogue? They've nerfed it pretty hard. Because they nerfed the builders on Deathstalker Mark by 20, and then they nerfed the Evis crit from 60% to 19. So that's like a 41% Evis nerf. And then they already nerfed Gouge duration and cooldown, and Kidney cooldown. So we have 30-second Kidney, 25-second Gouge, and Gouge is also only 3 on players. So, yeah, I don't... It's like very, very bottom of S / high A, but it's nowhere near as good as, like, Fury Warrior is probably the best melee, then probably Death Knight, and then probably, like, DH or Feral. I think the only way you have a bad time on melee, though, is if you play Enhance. Enhance is terrible. Windwalker is not great. Yeah, it's a really good tier set. Yeah, shuffle queues are just bugged. Because people can't queue up. I just haven't lost my ability to queue yet because I haven't relogged. But there's like no one else that like isn't bugged and can queue. So I want to end on like one more skirm. Because there's just not much to do on the beta right now with it being bugged. Yeah, Arms is not great. But I also can't tell if Arms is good. It's just like everyone's playing Fury because Fury is busted. I think Fury plays Slayer, right? Because then they can do the Blade Storm, like, stuns and stuff. Yeah, I'll probably end on this skirm. Yeah, I'm gonna run some ads and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Sorry for the shorter proc. The beta was down most of today. No solo queue for twos. There is not. No, it's just skirms. You can't even do like normal ranked twos. But yeah, we've been in a bugged multi-hour shuffle queue. There's no one to play with on Cata right now, so I'm gonna go get some food and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Probably later proc because I have an appointment, but yeah.